What's going on, Bruce.Rector here, and guess what? Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Okeechobee. Links are in the description. I hope to see a lot of you there. There's going to be a very special someone. His name is Sapp. He will be at this meeting. If you have the time, please come and show up, because once again, there's going to be fireworks, just like it always is. But second thing, remember that guy that was, let me just play a little quick clip.
Wow.
Anyway.
Is your mother with that now?
Yes, I do.
That's insane. It's your mother.
Why are you allowing this man to interrupt the speaker?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Look at this, everybody. Look at all these people here willing to speak. Just give the public comment back the way it was. And I'm offering the olive branch once again. I'll walk away. I drove 4 hours just to come here and go yourself. Shut the up, dude. What the is wrong with this guy?
How many times are you gonna let him in?
Yeah, that cum dumpster of a person right there, the one that just wants to interrupt and cause havoc. Well, what he doesn't understand is that I have whistleblowers. I have police department, or people that are in the police department. They're giving me information. And then I have other people that work within Clearwater giving me information. Now, allegedly, I'm just gonna go over his name real fast. Let's see. Oh, Frank Anthony Figueroa. Right here. And I also know the name of your wife. But I'm gonna make a special video just for that. I just wanted to give you a little update on how I basically figured out who this knucklefuck was. So I hope that he enjoys knowing that we now know who he is. And from what I understand, he supposedly worked in Georgia. Supposedly. And I'm doing records requests as of we speak. And once I get some of those records requests, then I'll actually really just dive deep on this knucklehead. But other than that, let's hop into this video and show how the citizens do not want certain things in their city. So don't forget, there are links. Tomorrow, Okeechobee, there's a meeting. On the 15th, Clearwater meeting. On the 22nd, Okeechobee, Bryant Culpepper's arraignment. If you can meet any of these meetings, links are in the description, and I hope to see a lot of you there. Don't forget, hit that like, share, and that subscribe button, and I'm out. Let's get into this video. Bruce.Rector, deuces.
Aaron, Smith-Levin, hi guys. I would ask that the council please ensure to put the Save the Garden proposal on the agenda for May 15th for a vote, just to begin. Okay, a few thoughts about the Save the Garden stuff. Selling South Garden to Scientology. A lot has been made of the video presentation that was made to the council members of everything Scientology is going to do to develop downtown. A lot has been said about if only Scientology would share this proposal with the public would support the project the way 3 of the council members have so far. Well, it turns out the proposal is the video you guys saw is the exact same video David Miscavige showed to the city council 8 years ago. And I know some of you guys remember what was happening back then. Clearwater Marine Aquarium owned the lot behind the Fort Harrison Hotel. David Miscavige wanted it. Aquarium was selling it. It appraised for $4 million and change. Miscavige offered David Yates $15 million. I'd rather sell it to the city for $4.75 million and keep it in the hands of the public than sell it to Scientology for $15 million and take it away from the public. Then the Clearwater owned the property. Miscavige created this beautiful presentation to convince the city of Clearwater to sell him that property. 8 years ago, he was offering 10 times the money, and he was asking for 1/3 the property. Ryan, you think this is such a great deal. You didn't even know that the video you saw was 8 years old, okay? So here's the thing, because the core of this issue is, can Scientology be trusted? So I would ask you this, when you met with David Miscavige, if you knew the video was 8 years old, you would have said, wow, this is a great plan. This is what you said you wanted to do 8 years ago? Why didn't you do it? And he would say, well, because that was in exchange for selling us the aquarium lot. And then you would go, but we're still not selling you the aquarium lot. Are you saying you're gonna do all this just in exchange for South Garden? And then you would have said, no, of course not. But I think you already know this, because you already said that 5 months ago, Miscavige came to you guys and said, I want the aquarium lot, I want the firehouse, and I want South Garden. None of you have actually explained how that's just in exchange for South Garden, when you seem to already know that's not true. So I don't know if you're the one being snowed, or if you're snowing the Clearwater, but the lack of transparency on this is why people are questioning your intentions and your motives, and why you've turned into David Miscavige's spokesperson about a project you consistently prove you know nothing about. You didn't know Scientology bought all the property downtown. You didn't know Scientology wasn't paying for the property for 6 years, and you didn't know the video was 8 years old. What do you know about the project you're running around promoting to anyone and everywhere you can? It's no wonder people question your motives.
What about the records request that I did?
Let's take the please, Mr. Chairman. My name is George Labaka. I'm a Clearwater resident. I moved here in 1977. I was warned by my cousin that there was this new cult that moved in town to stay away from downtown Clearwater. I started reading up on it, and I found out that the beginnings of the church were lies. False premises were used to buy the property. And the mayor actually questioned at the time, why do you need 4 armed guards at the top of a hotel when you buy a hotel in Clearwater? Since then, I've been here for 50 years, and I've seen nothing but deterioration of downtown Clearwater. Empty buildings that look great. Gosh, they sure look good in all the promo shots. We've actually looked at putting businesses in downtown Clearwater. Couldn't find a way to make it work with the foot traffic that's down there. We put on events down in downtown Clearwater, running events. And it was amazing how they would parade people through our events, just almost like making fun of us for being downtown. They didn't want us here. We want Clearwater back, we want downtown back. I was appalled when I found out you guys were going to give them more of a footprint, not less of a footprint. And now that I'm hearing more of the details about how this has come about, I hope you guys rectify it, I hope you do the right thing, and I hope that you really look back and see all the Clearwater residents that are really against this type of thing. We would like to see less of a Scientology footprint in downtown, not more. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mark Bunker, and I'd like to second Aaron Smith-Levin's suggestion that the Save the Garden project be put on the agenda so that we can discuss it thoroughly and not just have it be a little afterthought as you vote to get Scientology down the street. Over the weekend, there was a celebration of life for Mike Rinder, who was the head of the Office of Special Affairs, the Dirty Tricks Department, for Scientology for many, many years before he finally had enough abuse and he left Scientology and spoke out then, helping people who have been abused by the organization. And I bring this up because I was having lunch with Tony Ortega, who's one of the best journalists in the world on covering Scientology. We were down in Coachman Park looking at the memorial bench that Leah Remini put there for Mike Rinder. And Tony was trying to do a video explaining how beautiful the park is, and it is. The city did a great job with the park, but it was empty. And the only reason it's empty, besides that's a little more about, but that park in any other city on the waterfront would be bustling. And you know Scientology is what's keeping that away. And we were making great progress. We have 400 apartments that we approved for the fund to have people living downtown. We have the county properties that will be available for us to redevelop, so we could develop downtown despite Scientology. There seems to be this trust in Miscavige coming through that I just don't think is warranted. As we heard from Mike Mastrosario, how difficult it is for anyone negotiating to have a business in a building owned by Scientologists, you know that they have given nothing but headaches to anyone who wants to open a business there. And trusting in Miscavige to come through, I think is foolhardy. Look at the track record. He wants what he wants. He has said that, he's tired of busing the Scientologists to other cities for a vibrant downtown. Well, he's had these properties all along now, and he hasn't budged an inch to do anything to make it a bustling downtown, let alone since they came into town in 1975. At any rate, trusting Miscavige is not a good idea. And I saw the beautiful new illustration that Miscavige showed at a recent Scientology event of the L. Ryan Albert Hall. It was empty in the image.
Thank you. Thank
Hi, Bruce.
Yeah, because there's
Bruce
words.
Gibbs, I just want to thank you for extending
Because people are speaking.
the vote so that we could allow our proposal for the Garden Avenue property. I just wanted to publicly thank you, and thank you for agreeing to meet with me and my team and being professional. Thank you to the city clerk for any time when you have a question about Freedom of Information Act. You're very responsive, and I just feel grateful for you guys, and you made yourself available. It's been quite a ride. We've had an amazing time with people supporting us. We've been able to find an architect. We've improved our proposal. We've been able to rally people around to support this, and it's just been awesome. And I think what really resonates with people is the concept of memorializing what once was. That's what the Garden Avenue does. You know, a long time ago, back in the day, the Garden Avenue was a place where black-owned businesses and white-owned businesses would work together to build the city of Clearwater, what it is today. And what I love about this project is I get to talk to all kinds of people about how they feel about Clearwater. And I found there's 5 basic responses which actually follows the 5 stages of grief. I see some people are actually, they're in denial. They say, no, it's not dead, there's no problems, the city, or the Church of Scientology is just needing to assemble all these buildings to build something great like Walt Disney, because that's what he had to do. And yet other people who argue that say, no, you're ignoring the 50 years of difficulty of cooperating with this organization, and they don't seem to do what they promised. And then you got people who are angry, and these are the protesters that say, hey, no fair, I've been wounded, and it's the city's fault, it's the organization's fault, it's the citizens' fault. And that anger doesn't really take us to progress, so I understand it. And then you've got bargainers, and I think that's what a lot of people are doing. If we give them this, and the Church of Scientology will give us that, and I'm afraid some of you are in that mindset right now, we can still bargain. It doesn't seem to be helping. And then you've got those who are depressed, which are most of the people in the city that say, I just throw up my hands, I ignore it when I'm on Court Street, I don't even look towards downtown, and they're in denial and they feel despair, But I think the greatest posture is acceptance. It is what it is. What's done is done. I can't change what it is, but I can memorialize it. To be forgotten is to die twice. And there are many great things that have happened in downtown Clearwater that we need to remember. And Garden Avenue is the entrance to a park that leads you through a trail throughout the entire downtown area that is an oral history project that memorializes the awesome things that happened from our elders. And not only that, but it is a pathway to healing. When something dies or something is no longer, the most appropriate thing is to memorialize. And that's what we're asking you to do. And then we can build towards a new downtown, which I'm really excited about. We need to heal this city.